jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Hey, thank you for the invite. It's a privilege to be here in your own backyard.
Well, to me, my name is Michael Stafford. I'm coach here at UNBREAKING Boxing, which is Cincinnati Golden Gloves. We've been in boxing myself over 30 years, and the Roses, Buddy the Rose has been over 50 years. I've been on the guidance of him all this time, and this has been a wonderful event. Wonderful event that we've given here today. We have sparring today, and tomorrow we have sparring. Kids coming from all over the nation because of a lot of the kids' gyms been closed. So we took an opportunity about 3 months ago to say, well, let's try and get everybody together and try to have a sparring session. Me, along with Christina Rosa and some of the coaches from Toledo, Cartel Boxing, we got, went out, reached our hand out and told everybody, hey, come to Cincinnati, we have a boxing event. Here today, we're going to have hosting over 150, 200 boxers all over the nation. So it's a great event. It's a great event. We get to see a lot of talent.
So how many fights? Are you basically putting on amateur and professional fights today, or just
Well,
strictly?
it's not a professional. It's just amateur and putting on fights. It's just sparring in a regular gym. As you see, we got three rings. And what we do is we divide the coaches, all the coaches. We divide all the kids up. We have it in the age category and weight category. And we also invited the pros because sometimes some of the pros is just their first year of boxing, so they really is like young to being a pro. So we still invite them, and because they help out with the amateurs. So I mean everybody in America, most gyms in America got few pros in the gym. So we tell them to bring it.
Hey, there's a distinct history to this gym. Can you give a little backstory on the history of this gym?
Cincinnati gym, a lot of history. We have over 10 Olympians, either alternate or Olympians. We got 7 world champions, people like Bud Smith, Tony Tubbs, Aaron Pryor, Robert Springs, numerous, Robert Easter, Rashid Warren, Adrian Bronner, the list goes on. We Cincinnati had produced a lot of Olympians and a lot of world champions.
So you kind of like low key there, Mike. Every time I see you, you barely say anything. You like right under the radar. But how special it's been to be a part of boxing as long as you have, man, and be a part of history the way you've been, on these teams and being able to teach these fighters.
Well, it's been great. I started off as a parent, and next thing you know, carrying the bucket and coaching corners. I have a little experience. I was coming up, and we was in street fighting and gym fighting. We used to go in the gym and mess around a little bit, but basically, it took off. 30 years ago, my son, he got in a little trouble. So I said, well, for him to be in the streets fighting, I said, I'd rather do it than he fight in the gym. And he was successful. He was on the USA team. He boxed around the time with Floyd Mayweather boxed. So I coached him, and then I got introduced to Buddy LaRosa, and here I am, 30 years later, running his program.
Yeah, I commend you for that. Salute. I mean, you're one of those faces in boxing, man. People know you, most of the hardcore fans, but as quiet as you are, the casuals may not understand how intricate you played in the sport of boxing.
Expiring, and basically, we'll see. We got this event coming up, December, the first national. COVID been shut down everything, so it's the first event, national title, national tournament coming up, USA Boxing in December down in Louisiana. So after that, I guess we'll see. Because the bad weather gonna be coming after that. So maybe sometime in the spring, we probably started back up again.
Hey, I see you got the Lakers. I see you got the Lakers snapback on, so you stay winning right now. That's your team or what?
Well, I like LeBron James. Whatever he goes, that's where I go.
so nobody else contribute on the team, to his greatness or what?
Yeah,
how did AD do?
I mean, AD is AD. I think by him being around greatness, make him greater. You know what I'm saying? So it's a combination.
So speaking of some of the fighters that's out of here, of course, I heard I received word that Adrian Broner may be stepping back in the square in January, and Robert Easter. Could you tell me anything about that? Is he definitely going to be back in the ring in January?
They're going to be Adrian Broner, Robert Easter, and Rashid Warren. Definitely going back in the gym, and probably some of our other, up and coming fighters too. So we had one kid just signed with Floyd Mayweather. I'm pretty sure Floyd's going to put him on the card.
Okay. Who was that?
Adrian Benton.
Adrian Benton. Okay.
Yeah, he might come down and they inspire.
All right, outstanding.
Yeah. And then you got Jamonte Clark. He may come down. I definitely come down, and he might fight on the card. So we got some promising young kids coming up, and then like I said, we got world champions holding down the fort.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You dealt with a lot of world champions, and speaking of such, Rashid Warren, is he going to be on that card too?
Yes,
one of the most,
yes, he is.
Repeated Olympians in the game. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Baby Pitt. I had the opportunity to watch him when y'all was over there at the MGM Grand when he fought Nordino Bali. So he since came back, got a victory. Is he going to be, maybe 1 or 2 fights in 2021 or what?
He's looking forward. They thinking about maybe a title shot on Adrian's card, if not just something just to shoot him toward the title. But he definitely going to fight for a title this year.
At bantamweight still? Yeah. Okay, for sure. Because we just had a real good match. We had Casemiro up there, and now we have Anui and Jason Maloney coming up, Nonito Donaire, and of course Nordino Bali that Rashid Warren fought. I look forward to seeing him step back in there. It was an entertaining fight.
He's been waiting. He had a couple of offers, but then they put it off because of the COVID, and he's been in the gym. He's been in the gym. As you see, Adrian's back in the gym. He's working out. He's working out now. He's getting himself together, and he probably announced the date and at the fight at the Davis fight. He probably announced it this next weekend.
All right. Anything you want to say to those who support Michael Stafford, Cincinnati fighters, being that you have a nesting bed of champions that came out of here? The footprint is immersed in the boxing, history. What do you have to say to those who support Cincinnati fighters, support boxing in general, and also respect Mike Stafford for as long as you put into the sport?
Well, I'd like to say thanks to all my fans and all my friends around the U.S. and over in other countries as well. Boxing is a small family, and just us being together and having fun. We family orientated down here. And that's what we try to be. So I would like to say, keep supporting the kids. I know a lot of people say this, say that, but boxing is an individual sport, and these kids work hard. So you don't know how hard Adrian or Rashid worked to get where they at today, or any other fighters. Errol Spence, all them guys. These guys work hard. Just keep supporting the kids, and things would be great, you know.
I appreciate you for having me on deck. You know, coming out of ATL, the last time I saw you down there
Right.
at the amateur tournament, Sugar Burt. It's
Right.
good to be on your home soil right now. Thank you very much for having me on deck. I look forward to the sparring sessions and getting the media footage. And salute to you there, Mike Stafford.
Appreciate you coming. You're going to have a joyful day.
Appreciate it. Shout out to Mike Stafford, man. Just passed away. You know what I'm saying? Good guy. When you talk about Cincinnati boxing, man, you can't say it without putting Mike Stafford in it. You know what I'm saying? Salute to him. Good person. Real good person. Every time I seen him, man. I seen him on multiple occasions, usually with his crew, leave out the cut, man. You know, definitely seen him at several fights and chopped it up. But unfortunately, you know, you never know um too much of what's going on with people health conditions and stuff like that. But I want to give a brother, you know, his blessings, flowers. You know what I'm saying? Prayers go out to everyone who's around him, his circle, his friends, family. I mean, they really lost somebody that was a pillar in the community. Real talk. Like, he did so much for these fighters over there in Cincinnati and just in boxing in general. I know a lot of people are feeling really bad, you know, because you know, Mike Stafford is one of those common faces that you would have seen over there. And you know, I appreciate, you know, being blessed enough to even go up there to Cincinnati and cover, you know, the event that they had up there at Over the Rhine boxing. You know what I'm saying? Great time. Great time. Shout out to Christina LaRosa, you know, all those people that was up there at that time. I don't know how many amateurs. Um, you know, it was a great time. I drove all the way from Atlanta all the way up to Cincinnati. It was like a 7+ hour trip, well worth the miles put in. You know what I'm saying? Stayed up there like 2 days, 3 days, whatever. Um, you know, had the opportunity to get another interview with him. Um, we did have Cincinnati come down here in an amateur tournament, Cincinnati versus Atlanta amateurs, where Cincinnati was just whipping up on Atlanta boxers. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I got to see how talented those Cincinnati fighters are. Real talk from the amateur level. And then now that some of those fighters have since turned professional, you know, but ultimately, just prayers go out for Mike Stafford and all the people that was, you know, supporting him, grew up, you know, knowing what he contributed to boxing over there in that footprint, everything that goes along with it, brother. We miss you. You know what I'm saying? Love you. Blessings to you. And you know, yeah, you'll be missed for real. You know what I'm saying? Good dude. Big shout out to everyone that's in the chat, man. Salute to the hottest chat in the MF and game. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everyone who pulled up. You already know what it is. It's Thursday. We're almost at the end of the week. The first in the building. Big Blunts and Boxing on deck. Combat, let's talk about it. Let's go. You already know. NONAME in the building. What's good with it? Stickum Boys Fishing and Sports. Salute WCS Morning to the hottest MF and chat on this YTC. Yes, sir. A-side official. You know what I'm saying? Don Vaughn in the building. What's good with it, Don? Arnold Brown on deck. WCS A-side official. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's how we do it. Ain't no negotiation. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no negotiation. Shout out to Shaw News and Sauce Experience, AK Showtime Shaw. Yes, sir. Blues Clues need to chill. 500K a session. We're going to talk about that, man. Tough Glove Boxing. Shout to WCS, the hottest chat in the game, AK Hot Fish Grease. That's served.
Shout out to Tough Glove Boxing on deck. Cooking with Sir Senior on deck. Salute to WCS. Salute to you, brother. Thinkers Think on deck. Bozy just said that wasn't the real Spence. Oh, man. When would this stop? When will this stop? Appreciate that, Big Blunts. Appreciate that. A lot of people may not know Mike Stafford, but the real ones do. You know what I'm saying? The ones who actually was on the front lines covering the sport, they actually know who he is. Real talk. I'm saying, appreciate that Thinkers Thing. Real talk. Tough Glove Boxing. No doubt. No doubt. Shout out to the entire Cincinnati boxing footprint over there. You know, Shaw News said he was Cincinnati boxing amateurs and pros. Yes, sir. Nashville in the building. Shout out to Jason on deck. I want to give a big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side official. Yes, sir. That's how we rolling through on this Thursday. Let's talk about this though. That was information that was being that was information that has once again made its way out into the alleyways of the YTC. I'm not talking about the ones that's being sanitized like you would see Shaw News, you know, and his crew out there cleaning the streets, keeping it nice and beautified and keeping the neighborhood decor up to standards. No, this is not that. We're talking about, we was hearing some news that was located in the alleyways where people come out the clubs and just take a piss at. You know what I'm saying? Those alleyways where people don't wait till they, you know, get to a local restroom. They just go out and vomit and do all this other stuff. Anyway, somebody, you know, did a live stream named Blue Blood Sports. You might know him. And shout out to the good brother, you know what I'm saying? Mobile headquarters on deck. He had did a live stream basically insinuating that Errol Spence Jr. was paying $500K to Jaron Ennis for sparring. Hold up, wait a minute. $500K? Jaron Ennis going price for sparring is $500K? Seriously. Now check this out. I know somebody just said something in the chat now about Bozy just said that wasn't a real Spence. Okay. Hold that thought. Bookmark it. I'm coming back to it. Bookmark it. I'm folding the page. I'm coming back to it. So if by chance, Errol Spence, if you don't know him, he was the former former unified welterweight world champion, former past tense, previously. Okay, foregone. He used to, okay, be the welterweight unified champion. All right. Prior, that means beforehand, July 29th, him stepping into the T-Mobile Arena to meet the Omaha monster himself, Terrence Bud Crawford. Now, after that happened, that melee ensued and the smoke cleared, Bud Crawford was deemed and rendered the winner. You know how that goes. When you beat somebody that bad, the referee has to step in and say, no more. So once Harvey Dock intervened, then things got a little funny. You know what I'm saying? Harvey Dock stopped the fight in the 9th, right? I have to emphasize that round was won before Sean Porter, a fighter who Errol Spence continued to have on his tongue. That was a shell of himself, right? So I'm looking at it. I say, okay, that looks like the Spence to me. But unbeknownst, people start saying that was a clone. So not only did Crawford beat Errol Spence, but he's the first fighter in history to basically become the clone killer. So with that being said, in the aftermath, there was so many people that was concerned that there wasn't the right Spence in there. I don't know what's the wrong Spence, but there wasn't the right Spence, right? So here we are. If you Terrence Crawford, you have an ear on the left and right side of it, and you have to not only hear the naysayers come up and make up all these excuses, but you have to read it too. You're reading this shit. You're reading it. So we're trying to, look at film again. We're looking at the fight once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times again. And we're trying to find out where they're getting this information from. And the shock value of it is that for those who was paying attention, more so the aerosexuals, they couldn't believe what they witnessed on that fateful night. On that fateful night, they couldn't believe how easy it was for Crawford to do what he did. So when they went home, that had to be one of the loneliest rides ever when you was on a flight from Vegas back to wherever you was at. I mean, they had to be extremely lonely, miserable, you know what I'm saying? Breathtaking, because the heart rate wasn't right. It's just a lot of things that was going on that ride back home. But through it all, we was hearing that it's no way. There's no way that Crawford, it's no way. Now we at a point where the rematch has been enacted by Errol Spence Jr. It was contractually binded prior to the first fight. They had a rematch, y'all. It wasn't something that Terrence Crawford wanted, but more so initiated by Errol Spence. I'm saying to myself, when I'm pondering or finger walking through the YTC, and I'm seeing these live streams, I happen to run across a live screen that Blue Blood Sports was doing about a 500K for Jaron Ennis. And I say to myself, how in the hell is Sparring going 500K? And then I had to think to myself, okay, hold up. If Bozy didn't think that was the real Errol Spence, first and foremost, if he didn't think that was the real Errol Spence, then it makes all the sense that the clone is out here spending the real Errol Spence's money by paying 500K on a sparring partner by the name of Jaron Ennis. Where did this number come from, the 500K? Now, for somebody who's considered a normal human being, which is Jaron Ennis, the next up, he has the next up, the champion with the next up. What benefit is it for him to go in there and spar the clone if the clone haven't had the type of competition as the opponent that delegated that ass thrashing? You know what I'm saying? Put them paws on him. What is Jaron Ennis going to do for the clone? Oh, I got it. Because clones, you're able to download information. It took me a minute or 2 or 3, but I figured this shit out. So what they're going to try to do is download data from a fighter that somewhat is emulating this stylistically what Terrence Crawford was doing inside the ring. They're basing allowing the clone through his eyes because that's where he collect data. They're gonna allow Jaron Ennis, they're gonna pay him top dollar pretty much to steal information, because out of all the fighters in the professional ranks, Bud has been on record to say, okay, Jaron remind me a little bit of myself. And then other people said to themselves that, hey, Jaron Ennis, he kind of emulates, Terrence Crawford as far as stylistically, switch hitter and so forth. So now, when I was doing my investigative research, things really start to line up. I say the clone is stealing information downloading, collecting data, archiving, mapping, routing information from a fighter who is damn near what they consider a Terrence Crawford 2.0. So they're going to collect that information because the clone couldn't get it done on July 29th. Now they bringing in Jaron Ennis and paying him top dollar. They have to be paying Ennis top dollar for the clone because there's no way in hell the regular Spence is going to come back and he wasn't in the ring the first time. Come on, give me a freaking break. If you wasn't in the ring the first time, there's no way that this can be the real Spence. How can the real Spence come up here after the clone has made over 20 million and he didn't have a chance to even get a fill out session, with Bud Crawford? So how in the hell can it be him? How does he know what to look for? If the real Errol Spence was locked up at Area 58, why would he come back and pay $500K for Jerome Ennis? It's no way that he can do that. He can't collect data like a clone. So I'm looking at this as like, what benefit is it? Who set that price right now? Because like Shaw News was saying earlier, Floyd Mayweather didn't have those type of price points. I'm just saying, Floyd Mayweather didn't have those type of tickets where he was paying sparring partners $500,000. $500,000. Somebody had the audacity to put this out. See, y'all making it very, very easy to say that mentally, some shit going on mentally. You know what I'm saying? Physicians are on call. You're trying to tell me Jaron Ennis is getting paid $500K to go in there and spar a clone? Because somehow, some way, I'm hearing people repeatedly say that wasn't Errol Spence. So they're bringing him in with a high dollar price tag for several sessions for the clone to collect data on Jaron Ennis. I mean, how does that work? Are they just going to say, okay, let us download the body language, the movements, the punch timing, you know what I'm saying? The entire structures, mechanics, you know what I'm saying? His mannerisms, everything about him. Let's download that. You know what I'm saying? Let's download all of that. And then we're going to tweak it. We're going to tweak it. That's what we want to do. We want to come in there with the best version of Ennis. So now I'm looking at it like, shit. I'm looking up at the cabinet. I say, maybe I should get something to drink because my mind is racing right now. So Bud went in there and beat the clone. Now that clone is not going to be 2.0 anymore. That clone is going to be 4.0 because he's going to come back into the square, maybe possibly December, January 2024. Not only will he be Errol Spence, he's going to have downloaded information of an up-and-coming young lion who is next in line for the IBF title. They have pretty much made a move unprecedented. They're looking at this as like Jaron Ennis will probably more than likely never step in the ring with Bud. So potentially the only way that they're going to get a fight with Bud Crawford is potentially to help Errol Spence, the clone, in sparring leading up to the rematch. Because from what my sources say, my sources tell me that the real Spence would not be ready no time soon. So they're going to stay with the clone. And that's why they're bringing Jaron Ennis into the fray so that they can download this information, get Errol Spence familiar with, a guy that he's taken over. He's taken over Jaron Ennis's entire persona. We're going to have Errol Spence and Jaron Ennis as one. I'm going to tell you, people, I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm going to let you know. I'm very curious about this shit. I'm a little bit excited. The reason why I'm excited is that Crawford gets to make history again. He gets to fight the clone in a rematch, first time ever. He just became first time, two-time undisputed, right? Then he look, he's the first fighter ever to defeat a clone, because they talk about, you know, humans being cloned all the time. This is actually the first boxer on this level that I know that defeated a clone via knockout. All right. Then he has a mandatory. Right now, Crawford has a mandatory IBF. He gets to go in there against a former opponent that he's beat already, that was on the pound for pound list and considered the best welterweight in the game. Now he gets to face that guy, Errol Spence Jr. 2.0 clone. And also he gets to fight Jaron Ennis, that is basically collectively a combination of Spence, Jaron Ennis together. So Crawford gets to fight both of these guys in the rematch. Oh my God. How dangerous is that going to be? I mean, you're talking about virtual reality. This shit right here is amazing. 500K. I knew it was something strange going on. I knew they would go to drastic freaking measures to go in there and defeat Crawford. That's a powerful person right there, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a powerful man right there. Crawford is going in here facing Jaron Ennis. You know what I'm saying? 30 professional victories, 30 plus professional victories. And he's going in there to rematch the clone that he's already defeated with tweaking, and updated intel. This is going to be a hell of a fight, man. Real talk. And knowing that 500K tag is out there for sparring, I'm just wondering who approved that. I'm just wondering why so much money. You know, who approved the 500K? Couldn't you have gotten this done without the 500K? Who approved this? Is this substantiated? 500K for sparring? When did this take place? Because if this has any validation, I'm going to tell them fighters right now, if you're getting 500K for sparring, I would recommend you only fight once a year and spar maybe 10 to 15 times a year. Real talk. Just fight, have one fight, and then the rest of the freaking annual calendar, just be a sparring partner. Fuck it. At one point in time, I thought sparring partners was just the worst ever. But if you're going to tell me their income has increased exponentially, right? Up to 500K a session, I'm recommending all these fighters fuck the belts. See who you can spar and goddamn get that bag, shawty. If they giving away 500K sparring, y'all need to go to Texas right now before they find out what the budget is and if they're running low on funds. Get this money quick. No, hey, whoever you are, if you're a professional fighter, civilian, any weight class, take your ass over there to Texas right now. You know what I'm saying? You might find some furniture pieces that you want, but go over there to Texas right goddamn now, y'all, while the funding is fresh, and get this sparring. For real. Get this sparring. You're going to find the guy outside. Don't worry about it, though. He used to be the former sparring partner. He's now, you know, they pretty much appointed him as head of security. That's Marvelous Jarvis. You'll see him out front directing. And from what I'm understanding, they're taking like 3 sparring partners at a time. They want to allow Errol Spence, the clone, to be able to move around. So if they put, you know, 2 or 3 more people in the ring at a time to keep him off balance, you know what I'm saying, to keep him guessing, that's going to work on his foot movement. So all the people you see in the thumbnail, from my understanding, three 3/4, I'll say 3/4 of that line is already done. They say that clone in there straight up knocking sparring partners out. And everybody that's in there is getting fully paid. Fully paid. We're talking about Venmo, Zelle, Cash App. They're getting paid the $500K ASAP. So look, who am I? I'm not a hater. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to recommend, if they're talking about $500K for people to go in there and fight a clone, to get a feel, to see how real it looks. You know what I'm saying? To see how real a clone actually looks and move around in the ring. Do it. We got Blue Blood Sports up here saying that, you know, Errol Spence Jr., the clone, is paying $500K to Jerron Ennis and whoever else that want to come in and spar. He say he can't take the money with him. He say he got to go back in here and get his belts back, y'all. That's what matters. He can only get his belts back in spirit. You know what I'm saying? But from what I'm hearing, clones can drop weight differently. Like I said, it was a trial period the first time they was doing this shit. So therefore, I believe this time the fight may be at 147, dog. I'm telling you. Because from what I'm hearing with this clone is being programmed to go back down to 147 and fight the rematch and get his belts back. I don't know if Team Crawford knows this. I'm pretty sure they may not know this at the time in light of what is going on. And but I do believe they're going to lock in like they did the first fight and come up with a solid game plan. You know what I'm saying? Because this is unprecedented, y'all. This shit right here is unprecedented. I can't tell you enough how excited I am to hear that Crawford once again is put to a challenge that he didn't see coming. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a word they call collywobbles. Y'all ever heard of collywobbles? Collywobbles is fear and apprehension. You know what I'm saying? A little quirky word, you know, a lot of freaking syllables in it though. But I see a lot of collywobbles coming out of Texas in preparation for this rematch. They're willing to pay top dollar to a fighter that's about to be upgraded to the IBF World Championship. And I know what they're doing. I know what they're doing, even though I'm not mad at Jerron Ennis for freaking taking the bag. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him. He's big for 147. He is talented. You know what I'm saying? Definitely one of the top dogs is about to take over 147. But this is where I think they're gonna come into a problem with Jerron Ennis helping the clone. It's a lot of things that the clone is not going to be able to do because it's been manufactured and built. So that's, you know, it's going to be a lot of things that Jerron Ennis is doing that the clone potentially may be able to pick up, man. But I'm not sure. You know, you got to be real. You got to pay attention to detail. You really got to be smart about it. You know, because the clone is the one that's been in there the first time. And from what I understood, there is certain areas of the fight that the data was like erased. And they think it was around 2, 7, and when he closed out the ninth, that data is somehow being breached and they wasn't able to retrieve it. I'm just telling you what I heard from my unreliable sources. Serious, real talk. So for Jerron to get in there, I don't know how he's going to give this information to the clone, though, being that he never fought Bud. He can mimic switch hitting, but I don't think he's been in a situation, you know, with the recent opponents of Ramon Villa and Korean Chudikin to prepare him for Bud Crawford. But like I said before, in the boxing game, man, people don't freaking care. This is all about take. And for $500K, man, they're going to strip Jerron Ennis from head to toe of all his functionality, mechanics, you know, his mannerisms, everything about him. Damn near, Errol Spence Jr. may come in there looking like Ennis when he's walking to the ring. Just for the fact that they can't say that, hey, man, I'm glad they switched it up because, man, that Errol Spence, he didn't look like himself, man. He looked sleepy. He looked like he just woke up from a nap. He looked like he was drugged. I like what they did here. I like what they did. You know what I'm saying? They kind of switched up his appearance. Look at that. Who that look like? I don't know, man. No, come on, man. You know who that look like? I don't know, man. Come on, bro. You don't see a resemblance? Come on, 500K? Come on, man. Talk to me. Who is that looking like? Shit, man. Who are you getting at? Damn. Let me see. Sugar Ray, man, come on. No, stop it, man. The cat out of Philly, dog. The cat out of Philly. Let me see. You talking about Julian Wood? Man, come on, stop, bro. The cat out of Philly. The one that got 500K to spar. Man, it ain't registered, man. I don't know. Man, Boots, bro. Oh shit, you're right. He do look similar to Boot. Man, they said, listen, they said it gave him 500K. Man, they stole everything. Boots' identity, all that shit, bro. Look at him. It looked like Ennis and Spence, bro, together as one. They coming in here to fuck Crawford up. I'm telling y'all, man, they coming in here to fuck this dude up. Real talk. I'm telling you, shit is taking place in boxing that has never went to this extreme before with no other fighter. A fighter gets paid $500K to go in and help a clone rematch a fighter that pretty much beat that ass the first time around. Why? That Crawford, who has not fought anyone of notability, to have a ticket finances be paid out for 500K. Who does that? How? Look, if he did not fight the real Errol Spence, why do you need to pay another fighter to come in and help this clone win? Huh? Y'all should have enough data collected during the fight, front and center, for you all to come up and put all the necessary changes in there and all that prior to going into the rematch, bro. That's all I'm saying. If the man ain't fought nobody and you say he didn't fight the real Errol Spence, why do you have to bring a young lion into the fray? To steal his shit. They stealing Jaron Ennis' identity, bro. And Jaron Ennis, if you listen to me, man, I heard you over there giving blood, man. That's the most fucked up thing you can do. Because what they're going to do is once you get selling into the 147-pound division that you run, sure enough, you're going to see this dude enter the division out of nowhere. And you don't remember seeing him at 154. And you don't remember seeing him at 140 there, Ennis. And you know who is going to be, Ennis? It's going to be you, nigga. You going to be looking at yourself. No, nigga. Oh, hell no. Hey, Pops, come here for a second. Now, come here. Why they got... What? It's this dude that's in the ranking system now. His name is spelled Garon. Do you see how this nigga look on BoxRec? This nigga 35 and old. No, I ain't seen it, man. Look at this shit right here. Look, who that look like? No, man. No, Boots, man. No, man. Somebody playing with you, dog. No, I only got one son called Boots. Look, man. Pops, they spelled his first name Garon. Boots Ennis, man. He's in the rankings at 47, man. That nigga WCS told me this when they paid me $500K. They paid me $500K to steal my identity, bro. Look at this shit. How do we put a stop? Hey, son, I need to tell you this. I did receive some information that you gave blood while you was over there at the furniture store, right? Yeah, man. They just said they want to collect it and make sure I was clear of any type of COVID and all that shit. Make sure everything was good. No, man. It's all coming back to me. I remember somebody telling me this, you know what I'm saying, late at night before I was falling asleep, and I forgot about it. But if you only seeing one, this ain't it, man. From what I understood, they told me is many of these is going to be out. So all I'm saying is, if you beat them all, I mean, you'll be the best boots. If you beat all of them, you'll be the boot. They can't beat you. You the original. You the original, dog. They paid you $500K to go in there and train the clone, dog. Don't worry about all these other niggas that's popping up out of nowhere. Dude, just handle your business. They can't fuck with you, man. They ain't been in boxing as long as you. But Pops, these clones, man, they supposed to be legit, Pops. They get information. They don't have to go through the training process. They don't have to do all the sparring. They don't have to work as hard. None of that shit, Pops. I'm gonna call up Blue, man, because Blue the one who, got this shit, put it out there, man. He, man, I swear to God, man, he got to pay for this shit. He got to pay. Yeah, man, he the one up there, goddamn volunteering and shit to my, hey, man, you should go over there and spar Errol Spence for $500K. That's the best you gonna get, man. I mean, it's a lot of fighters ain't getting paid that much. He didn't even tell me that they was gonna take blood and urine and all the other DNA that they needed to clone some shit. And for what I heard, he's trying to manage this. He's trying to manage Jerron, the one that's already in the rankings. Blue blood trying to manage this nigga. You serious? Oh man, that backstabbing ass nigga right there. I swear to God, I never thought this shit would go down like this. That's what boxing is through. I'm telling you, people, I can't make this shit up. I can't make it up, y'all. I can't make it up. 500K, and they done stole everything about the real boots. So, it won't be long before the real boots be over there with the real Spence. I can't make this shit up. He fucked up. You know what I'm saying? They paid the man to take his life. They're going to take over Jerron Ennis's life, man. The real boots. He's about to get locked up in confinement for 500K, man. Jerron is about to take over. You know what I'm saying? Gurron. Hey, they about to start cloning these motherfuckers for 500K, dog. Damn. Showtime, how the fuck? Damn. That's what, I should have put exposed in the title. I should have put it cloning exposed. 500K. They exposing niggas, man. 500K, dude. The Errol Spence 2.0, because how can you even believe that this is the real Errol Spence? You know what I'm saying? They say the real Errol Spence never entered the ring. That was a clone. And now they bring in boxers who are just about to have their breakout fights. They sacrificing them, dog. They giving them a high price tag, telling them all they need to do is give one vial of blood, 1 cup of urine, a saliva swab. That's all you need. That's all the shit you need. And sign right here that you agree to all this. and there will be no legal actions once you find out that we're about to steal your identity. Sign right there, please. Yes. And hey, look, Boots. Yes, it's gonna be some funny looking things that's going on after this, but don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about having no interaction with them. Please don't try to look them up on social media. None of that. Don't have any communications. Chill. Just worry about going in there, freaking sparring the clone 2.0. Get him ready for Crawford. Do your job. You know what I'm saying? In the process, you might see Errol Spence, the clone, eyes start to flicker blue, green, red. That's just him stealing data from you. Every movement you make, he's just looking. He's downloading, collecting. That's all he's doing. He's collecting info. He's becoming you, Boots. Oh, man, hold up. I thought that was cool, but you say he's becoming me? Yeah, man, you're pretty much what we're doing in a nutshell. Is that money clear? You got that money yet, Boots? Yeah, I got it. It's secured and everything. So pretty much what we're doing, you're reversing any damage that may have happened to the real Spence. The clone is pretty much collecting the younger you. You know what I'm saying? These properties that he's collecting visually, he's basically pulling that out of you. So pretty much what's going to happen is that Errol is going to become you inside. He's going to take over your youthfulness, and you're going to take over whatever he's been through in his life from the clone. That's how that works for exchange for 500K. Okay? You didn't read the fine print? Oh, yeah, we taking everything. Hey, we taking everything, dog. We're not leaving anything to chance, bro. You're never going to be in the rankings and think you're going to be competitive. Hey, you're never going to be competitive going up against goddamn the Errol Spence clone 2.0. Even when you move up to 254, man, you always going to remember this day. Pops, it ain't no way to reverse it. Hey, y'all doing my son wrong now. Hey, Boots, give back the money. Sir. It ain't no giving back the money now. We had an agreement. That money has already been over to you. It's in your possession. No, you said you didn't tell him. Yes, it's all in the contract. It's right there in the fine line. We will remove your current state and replace it with the Errol Spence 2.0 current state. We're going to flip-flop and switch current states when it comes to the physical anatomy, the internal physical structure. All right. So everything Spence had going on in his life, you're going to take that over, Spence. That's what's giving you 500K just for sparring? Fuck no. We're taking everything. So I'm just going to let you know, man, all that speed you had and that endurance that you had before, all that damn mobility, you're going to find out you're going to be a lot more flat-footed than you was before, bro. I'm just letting you know. Don't get mad at us. But, hey, man, go over there and finish wrapping your hands up, man, so we can get this sparring on the way. Don't worry about all that shit. Fuck that. I'm saying, let's see what's going on in the chat. What's wrong with these illusion MFers? I just want to know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Star shit on the Brown. He said it would be a good idea for Errol to bring in Boots. And now we're here. Well, you know, you have content creators that never trained a fighter making suggestions, right? Making suggestions as if they're very much casual boxing fans, because we have to factor this in. We go off, what have you done for me lately? And what have you done for me yesterday and the day before that and the day before that and the day before that? The reason why I'm going back to the day before that is because in order for you to build up to a certain point, to be qualified for someone to call you up for sparring, to face a guy who's at the top of the pinnacle, sitting on the throne, there has to be some type of contribution. You know what I'm saying? How is your contribution worthy to come up to this point and go in there and spar Spence 2.0 so that he can collect all that data to go in there and defeat? How does that whole entire process work? Because how can these guys suggest a fighter that hasn't really fought on that pinnacle yet, on that stage at all? The curtains is never open for Jerron on the stage that Crawford's been on. It's about to, but it haven't. I wouldn't even say it's about to, because look, it's all respect to Team Menace, but Crawford never received a title this way. He was never upgraded to a title. You know what I'm saying? He was never upgraded to a title. Point blank period. He never was. So how he got his, you know, you have to factor that in. He was able to earn experience in collecting these championships the right way, the respectable way. How is a content creator going to go up here and suggest? All they're doing is just using these fighters, man. They're saying, okay, let me grab this fighter's name and put him out there and say, this is what I want him to do. And hopefully everybody else catches on to it. Not knowing that when it comes to boxing, the scrutiny begins right away, immediately. You look at the fighter, and then you look at what Bud has done in his career. You look at what Errol Spence had done in his career. And people was blinded to say, well, Errol Spence has fought the better competition at welterweight. And what they decided to do is pretty much jettison everything that Crawford has been able to accomplish in his career, like it didn't work. And they failed because he ended up going in there and giving Errol Spence that ass whooping. Once that ass whooping was absolutely adjudicated and Harvey Dock stepped in, you know what I'm saying, to stop the fight, we had unqualified individuals on the YTC stepping in that said this is what they believe happened. That's when all the plethora of excuses start to filter in. And that's where we at right now. When you get a load of people that's suggesting, you know, certain things, I suggest, when they not even showing up to the gym, they're not even holding mitts, they're not wrapping hands, they're not holding spit buckets. You know what I'm saying? They're not smelling the must and the sweat that goes on with standing in these gyms doing fight camp. Hear that, yo? They're just talking. You know what I'm saying? They're implying certain things. They're lying. I'm just curious, Blue, where did you get the information for the 500K? And why wouldn't you have a problem with the 500K? You know what's weird is that when the BOK situation popped up, where supposedly Steven Espinosa and everybody was on the phone trying to get a Terrence Crawford and Boots Ennis, I'm just curious. Like, I heard you say that it kind of hit home for you that Bomac was caught, you know, arrested and he's locked up right now. It kind of hit home for you because you was over there and, you know, you consider him to be family and just so lovey-dovey. You've been knowing him for years, right? But yet and still, I think back about the BLK situation on how you was trying to let people know that you was trying to get Boots Ennis into the situation to fight Bud Crawford next. So were you trying to basically sabotage, you know, Bud Crawford? You know what I'm saying? Him being undefeated. Were you trying to sabotage and get Boots Ennis hopefully to go in there and do what Sean Porter couldn't do? Did you want Jerron Ennis to go in there and fight Crawford first? Hopefully Boots Ennis can get the job done and you can take the credit for trying to set that fight up. I don't know, man. I don't know which side you're on, bro. I don't know which, but if these fighters allow you to play both sides and everything, hey, then so be it. I just don't get it. I really don't get it, man. You know what I'm saying? I really don't get it. I really don't get it. Seriously. At least one thing we know, that you're really no longer a part of the LDBC. That's the good thing about it. You know what I'm saying? I put the firing message out there. I don't know if it actually, you know, was taken serious or not, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, do your own thing, man. You really rolling and, you know, you cooking and rolling, man, in the PM. Parking lot pimping. Boots get a career high payday from sparring. Hey, man, you ain't lying, right, Blunts? How in the hell am I not going to tell these boxers to only fight once a year and then go to Texas immediately while they have the funding and get that 500K. Because if that clone can freaking download all these different styles, now we're looking at multi-millions. We're talking about documentaries, Netflix series, movies. Oh my God, the sky is the limit. Y'all, come on. Those of you that's into betting, you're going to be able to make so much money, man, because the people are not really familiar with this shit yet. They're not really locked in, bro. They just believe that Errol Spence 2.0 is doing anything and everything to get himself prepared for this next rematch. That's all he's doing. He's going above and beyond to get this shit dialed in so he can come in here and get his titles back. They don't understand that clone is stealing fighters' information, and they're paying to do it. And they having these damn sparring partners sign contracts. For real. Sticker Boys Fishing and Sports. What's good with it, brother? See, now you're paying too much attention to the facts. Okay, I want you to ease back a little bit. Chill. You know what I'm saying? Just chill, brother. If you got a vape pen on you, go outside and hit the vape for a little bit. When you start paying too much attention to shit that makes sense, you start to ruffle some feathers. And you know what happened when you got a bird with no feathers? The motherfucker can't goddamn take flight no more. And a bird that's not used to walking will become prey to an animal that's there looking to catch him lacking. You know what I'm saying? And look, who are we to sit up here and pay attention and remember that Bud said at the last minute, I said, you know what? I'm going to fight Southpaw. At the last freaking minute. That's clone shit. That's clone shit, man. Who is this dude? Who is this dude? Did he take the red pill or the blue? Who? Who is this dude from Omaha? This dude decided to fight Southpaw at the last freaking minute. But yet they bringing in a switch hitter to collect data in case Team Crawford want to come in there and be a switch hitter in the rematch. You know what I'm saying? It's possible that the clone may come out and fight Orthodox for the first time in his career and goddamn really catch Bud off guard. This is real life shit. I can't make any of this up. This is absolutely 1,000% authenticated per WCS. Seriously. That may be the plan for Crawford, them to come out there and start off orthodox, man. And just really prove to the people, it don't matter what stance I'm fighting in. I can fight them in orthodox, unorthodox. It don't matter. I'm still a better fighter. But on the other side, 500K, it's allowing the clone 2.0 to collect different styles. It's going to be interesting, y'all. Y'all can't pay too much attention to the facts now. Boots going from pro fighter to sparring partner. Oh boy, the smarter thing would be pay Bozy Ennis 500K to train him for the rematch. Interesting. I think it would be I think it's a very valid suggestion, right? I think the idea bulb up really, really bright, right? I think the bulb is extremely bright, but what I'm going to say, Blunts, is when you have that guy in the thumbnail over to the right, all right? He has to be, what's that word? He has to be absent, okay? Because I really don't think he's going to allow Bozy Ennis to come up in there and train his fighter without them bumping heads. Because you see that look on his face? That's the look of disgust when somebody else is in there and they're trying to basically give advice or give their input to his fighter, and he's not the one doing it. That's that look, that frowned up, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That face of frustration, the mean mugging. Shout out to Jamal Neasy on deck, man. I see you in the building. Salute WCS in the chat. Salute to you, brother. Shout out to PM. What's good? I'm signing up for that. I'm gonna put a whipping on this clown, man. If you can, man, by all means necessary. You have an electric bicycle. I don't know how far you from Texas, but I got people on the ground over there, and they still letting these people in the spar, the clone 2.0, and they dropping your money in there too. So if you got an electric bike, a private jet, it don't matter if it's made out of paper, cardboard, any of that. Long as you can just catch a good wind, and the rest is gonna be what it is, man. You'll be good. I wouldn't suggest going over by water. I wouldn't suggest that shit. But if you can get over there with a paper plane, you know, anything, you know what I'm saying? Anything. Seriously, electric bike, something. I wouldn't catch an Uber. That's going to be too expensive. But go over there, man, and show them what you got, Jamal, because that shit going to change your life, man. You know what I'm saying? You just think about it. If your shit worked, you know what I'm saying? Your shit actually worked, they might have you in the epilogue. For real. You might see you walking around and doing a damn one-on-one interview, man. And you can give your story from there. PM says, salute W says Errol needs to hire Antonio Tarver. See, I don't think Spence is willing to listen to some of the legends that's going to be stern like Antonio Tarver. I don't think he is. I think the arrangement that he has with Derek is one of those like, yeah, you can train me, but you ain't gonna make me do shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that mentality that you're willing to allow somebody to make you do something when it comes to the boxing training. That means something that's beneficial or productive to you getting better. They have to take you to deeper thresholds. They have to push you past failure. You know what I'm saying? You have to be willing to respect them enough to know that they're doing it for the better good. I don't think Spence is like that, especially the clone. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the clone is willing to take that, because it's a lot of bad habits he probably picked up from the real Spence. Seriously. Shout out to 402 on deck, man. I see you. Shout out to Omaha in the building. Ennis doesn't have the gift of a Crawford. Bud IQ is one of a kind. I agree, man. I agree. But you know what they say, 402, right? Some people just love just combining a lot of shit together and hope it works, especially when it comes to data downloading. We live in a tech era, and that's what I see this going on right now. It's data downloading. They're taking all this shit. They believe they're gonna go and get a fighter that supposedly, you know, that look, if Terrence Crawford never would have said, okay, I see a lot of myself in him, this 500K wouldn't even exist. If it is existing, I don't know. It's far-fetched to think that somebody would pay 500K and give a fighter their biggest payday as a sparring partner. That's some crucial sparring right there. That's some crucial sparring, for real. But what's puzzling to me is, how are you extracting data? Because, you know, when they extract that data, they really tap into the neurological headquarters. How can you extract data from a fighter that only mimics a fighter you're trying to beat, but yet has not faced the level of competition that you're trying to get the Spence 2.0 to go in there and have success at? How is Ennis going to prepare a 2.0 to beat just the average Crawford? If the Ennis hasn't fought on the level of the 2.0 Spence, nor has he fought on the level of a Crawford, how is he going to prepare that guy? How? You're just going to give him different looks? But what about the actual experience, the rounds put in? How is Ennis going to prepare Spence 2.0 for that fight, to be able to outwork him, outthink him, and achieve victory. How? I don't get it. Maybe y'all have the answers, bro. Maybe y'all have the answers. Fire, power, and Bud, lead right hand, can't be duplicated, champ. You know what I'm saying? Talk to a foe too. Hey, maybe they believe when they collecting data, anything can be duplicated. Because I told you, they got that green vibranium over there now. They ain't fucking around, foe too. You know what I'm saying? You might be looking at this from perspective of old school. You know what I'm saying? No, we on a whole different bandwidth now. They can do shit and link fighters up and put shit in their veins, man. You wouldn't believe. I'm telling you, they going all the way in to get these belts back, y'all. That's why the funding is the way it is over there. No one is going to convince me that this is strictly, Spence's money. I'm thinking more so there's investors, some of these private silent partners, that's putting forth their money to pay these sparring partners like Boots to steal his life and identity. Seriously. That's what I see. And I think once they get all the data, they're just gonna tweak it and ramp it up. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna boost it up, just like almost like virtual reality. Okay. They need Errol to spar two people at the same time to give him a chance in this rematch. That's what I said. I said, from the news that I'm getting, the people that stand in line, they allow like 2 and 3 to go in there fresh at a time. And, to keep Spence constantly thinking. You know what I'm saying? That's what I heard. The dude that struggled with Korean oh my God, man. Y'all so disrespectful, undisciplined. Damn, I'm saying I got the hottest chat in the MF game. They are becoming undisciplined. He said Korean cuckold. That is just disrespectful, I swear. Especially on a Thursday, too. I could see if it was a Monday. But on a Thursday, you're supposed to be doing, you're supposed to be winding down, getting ready for the weekend. You over here, goddamn, causing, outbursts, eruptions, all that shit. Champ, they are realizing Bud is the truth, yet they refuse to admit who is the real boogeyman. Well, hey, we know who the real boogeyman. We put it out there. You know what I'm saying? I put this out. I put this out a while ago, bro. I put this out a while ago. I got my receipts. I put this out a while ago, bro. I put this out a while ago. That's an old thumbnail right there. I put this out a while ago. The boogeyman. I put it out. Maybe I should drop this on Twitter. Maybe I should drop this on IG and remind people that I put this thumbnail out a while ago. Not even this year. This shit was last year for sure. Come on, man. Come on, they know who the real boogeyman is. They just don't want to face the blunt reality, bro. They are finally realizing who the real boogeyman. They know how dangerous Bud is. Plus, they still haven't seen all of Bud toolbox is full. Champ, hey, I get what you're saying. I totally agree. They haven't seen this entire toolbox in full. But one thing about it, this is why they're paying top dollar for these humans to come in there so they can have different type of body. I mean, different body types to go in there. And they're starting with the fighter who's about to be the IBF world champion. So they feel that if they can get another champion, you know what I'm saying, who pretty much is going to be the IBF, which that was Errol Spence first belt when he picked up from Kell Brook. They feel that right there is going to be somewhat of a key, emulating, You know what I'm saying? A little bit of Errol Spence 2.0 by collecting the IBF title. And then also him being able to be a switch hitter like Crawford. They really trying to mush it together like Clay, bro. They trying to come up with something special. For real. This is top dollar. Scientific freaking experiment going on here. You know what I'm saying? Blue Blood said he was giving 500K that fold too. 500K cold, hard cash to Jerron Ennis to go in there and get that work in, bro. Cold, hard cash. Seriously. And what's going to happen when he come up out of here and he's 28-2? What's going to be the goddamn excuse then? Oh, from what they said, the blood was tainted that they took from Jerron Ennis. The blood was somehow contaminated. Come on, man. What's going to be next? They overdid it. They should just let the real Spence get all this information. Nah, we don't want to hear it, bro. Diddy and Errol trying to plug a USB up to Boots Neuralink. They already doing it, man. For 500K, it ain't no USB. That shit should be straight up Wi-Fi accessibility. What we talking about? USB, man. Some things that still, require USB. All right, but goddamn it, this should be point to point, wireless, no physical connections, man. No physical connection. That whatever it is, that clone, that Spence clone 2.0 should be able to pull information, man, once the download process has begun. What's going on, Carlos? How you feeling, bro? Debbie says salute, hottest chat in the game. Hey, salute. What's good? Well, look at it this way, Jameson. That's what was put out by Blue Blood. You know what I'm saying? 500K premium, top-notch VIP sparring is now going on at the world-class furniture store. Please hurry up. Limited availability. Once again, limited time only, limited availability. You better know it. Debbie says 500K. Do you reckon we might see some clones trying to get some money for sparring also? No, the clones, I don't think they're allowed because the clones don't think like we do. For them to get 500K, I mean, they're not eager to go out here and blow that money like regular humans. So it'll be pointless for a clone to go up here and wanna collect money. You know what I'm saying? A clone really is not, itching to get money like that. A clone, they do shit different, bro. They don't think the way we think. Their desires aren't our desires. You know what I'm saying? For real. They aren't. I'm just being real. Is that the first IBF email champion belt? See? Man, what's going on with y'all, man? Look, you're going to have these cats screenshotting my shit, man. I told you all, man, we on a peacekeeping mission there, NO. We on a peacekeeping. Did you not receive the previous orders before we stepped off from the rear? We're on a peacekeeping mission. And you come to here to my, is this the first IBF email championship belt? Man, I'm telling you, man, you're going to piss some people off, dog. You don't want to step on these toes. Don't step on their toes yet, bro. Give Jerron Ennis his full credit. If he received the notification that says, you have mail. You have mail. Hey, man. It happens, dog. Hey, man, I can't call it, man. It happens in boxing, dog. It's not his fault, man. Real talk. It ain't his fault, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Real talk. I don't want no smoke with them, man, for real. It happens in boxers, man. He's not the first one to get that notification and get that sound alert. You know what I'm saying? He's not the first one. Real talk. He's not. He won't be the last. But to answer your question, I don't know, because it's a very rare upgrade in the IBF sanctioning body. Very good question. If anybody knows the answer to this, please put it in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Very solid question. Is this the first IBF email championship belt? Does anyone have information, intel? Because I'm curious. I want to know. I do. From what I've looked up, the IBS is not known for elevating champions, but they got a history for stripping champs, though. Yeah, they have a history for stripping them, especially if they don't freaking take their mandatory. But I don't know, man. I don't know if I've ever known another IBF upgraded champ. I don't know about this now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Eno, they're gonna tell you at ease, man. At ease, man. At ease. At ease. Chill. We're on a peacekeeping mission. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to keep peace in the hot grease. You know what I'm saying? I know it's kind of conflict of interest, but that's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. We want you to understand it's going to be about conflict, but we want the invite to be quite different. You know what I'm saying? We don't want you to figure it out before you walk through the door. Let me see. Damn. But if y'all come up with any information, I would truly appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I would truly appreciate it if you can come up with any information that we can kind of find out. Has the IBF ever upgraded one of their champions via email? It's quite interesting. I don't know. I know there's been other sanctioning bodies to do it now. The WBC and the WBA. You know what I'm saying? The IBF is curious. They do strip fighters. They do. They strip them. But I don't think I ever seen an upgrade, though. Solid question. Solid question. He said, I'm a part of that first civilian division now. I won't listen. Hey, man, that's both. That's both of us. You know what I'm saying? That's both of us. Real talk. But hey, man, y'all hold it down. I just wanted to come in here and talk about and try to give y'all an understanding of what we're dealing with right now when it comes to this boxing sparring 500K. And please go over there and listen to the live stream that Blue Blood Sports did on this. You know what I'm saying? With his sources and Boots Ennis is on a tear right now, preparing the Spence 2.0. So what I'm finding out, I want to find out today is that if he's actually in camp right now. Because one picture came out that he was talking to the Black Israelites and looked like he was out of shape. And then all of a sudden he's paying $500K for Boots to come into sparring. And you know, that picture obviously was when he was getting ready for Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? AK Clone Killer. You know what I'm saying? AK Omaha Monster. AKA Shut Your Mouth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they have to get ready for one black man out of Omaha. They have to come out the pocket for one freaking black man out of Omaha that didn't fight nobody. It make sense to me, bro. This shit ain't making no sense, man. Look, I guess it don't supposed to make sense. Truth be told, this shit ain't supposed to make sense. I ain't gonna lie. I guess it don't supposed to make sense. Real talk, it don't. And it ain't. It ain't making no sense to me, bro. How can one black man out of Omaha that ain't fight nobody have people jumping through hoops through the extreme to pay people $500K, which is $500,000? Now, I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying just for the information to be put out to the public. Why such extreme if that wasn't the real Spence? So now it's another underworld secret type of agenda going on where they're going to start taking DNA of certain fighters and putting it into, you know, the Spence 2.0. And so he can be highly prepared, overly prepared for the rematch. I don't get it. But I'm curious to know. Look, I am curious when it comes to Crawford. I am curious because he has a challenge above him, right? He has a challenge. And the challenge is he's going to be going in there versus multiple people. It's going to look like one entity initially, but he's going in there against multiple people. So I'm looking forward to see how he goes in there and beat their ass all together as one. You know what I'm saying? Until next time, man, y'all hold this shit down. Big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side Official. I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars. Should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.